Hi, and welcome back for day 5. This is the halfway point, and it feels right that we should celebrate today that you've been sticking with it so far. As you keep going, you're going to build strength, and today we're going to stoke that fire in the belly. Find your inner strength so you can draw on it in challenging times. To start, come into a seated position, legs crossed in front, and sit bones firmly on the ground. Place one hand on your lower belly and one hand on your chest. Breathe in through your nose and let the air fill your belly, pressing your hand out. And as you exhale, all of the air releases from your lungs. Inhale, fill your belly and expand your ribs. Exhale from your ribs and then your belly. Inhale, fill your ribs, expand your lungs, and lift your chest. Exhale from your chest, your ribs, and then your belly. Continue to focus on your breath, breathing all the way through your lungs, expanding the chest, and exhaling fully. We need our inner strength to help us push through, to help us quit, to say yes, and to say no. Our inner strength, our gut, tells us what the right next step is if we're willing to listen. Bring hands to your knees. Come over into a tabletop position. Arms under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to come into doing some cat-cow, starting the movement with the pelvis. Arch your back up, pressing down through your hands. Inhaling to cow, opening the chest. Exhale, pressing through the back. Inhale, dipping down. Continue at your own pace. Move back and forth, loosening up the spine, getting everything nice and warmed up. Back into a flat back position. Spread your knees wide and sink your hips way back to child's pose. Your arms can be extended in front of you or come back along your sides. Let your heart melt to the ground. Coming back up into all fours, tuck your toes and press back into downward facing dog. And pedal out if you need to. Loosening up those hamstrings, pressing the hips up to the sky, keeping a long line through your back. Step your feet forward into a forward fold. Hands to your shins, come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Step your feet back into plank, chaturanga. Bring your body down to the ground. Hands under your shoulders, press up into cobra. And then tuck your toes and press back into downward facing dog. Drop your knees to your mat. Bring the elbows down, palms pressed into the ground in front of you. Keep the toes tucked. And we're going to press the hips up to the sky for a dolphin. And a nice stretch through the upper back here. Keeping the arms framing your face. Shoulder blades tuck in and draw down your back. And you're going to sink your hips down into a nice flat low plank position. pressing down into your elbows. Bring your knees to the floor. Hands back under your shoulders. Tuck the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back into a plank position. Chaturanga, keep those arms tucked close to the body. Hands under your shoulders. Up for cobra. Tuck the toes, back to dog. Pick up the right foot, extend it nice and high behind you, three-legged dog. Keep a nice line from your head to your foot. Bring the foot down and press forward into a plank. Pressing through the palms of both hands, up through your shoulder blades. Stay nice and tall. Bring your right arm underneath your shoulder, turning your feet to the short edge of your mat, coming into side plank on the right arm. Keep your legs stacked. You can put one foot in front of the other if you need. Hands come back to the mat, press back into dog. Walk your feet forward, hands on your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back. Chaturanga, keeping the elbows tucked in. Hands under the shoulders, cobra. Tuck the toes, back to dog. I'm going to do this on the other side now. So left leg comes up. Nice long line, keeping the hip bones pointed towards the mat. Bring your foot down, slide forward into plank, keeping that lower belly pulled in tight. Neck relaxed. Onto your left hand into the center. Extend up as you twist onto the side, short edge of your mat. Left side plank. Hands to the mat. Press back into dog. Walk your feet forward to a forward fold. Hands to your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back into a plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Come slowly, one vertebrae at a time, into a nice standing position. And come to face the long edge of the mat. Take your feet nice and wide, toes pointing to the corners of the mat. Tuck your tailbone in and sink down to goddess pose, making sure that your knees are in line with your second toe. Lower belly tucked in, tailbone tucked under. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, prayer pose. Keep your spine elongated and extend the arms above your head. Bring your elbows out to the sides, cactus arms. Hands to your hip creases, extend the legs. Bring your toes pointing forward. Again, elongate the spine, tuck the tailbone, and we're going to forward fold. Placing your hands on the floor, on your mat. If this is bothering your low back, your hamstrings, just put a block or a couple of books underneath your hands. Bring the floor up to you. Take your hands over to your left foot. Bending the knee if you need, if it's feeling tight in the hamstrings. Slowly walk your hands to the right. Bring the bend at the hips. Bring your hands back to center. Thumbs to your hip creases and slowly come back to standing. Bring your feet together, mountain pose. Arms out to the sides, cross them in front of you, right over left. You're going to fold your hands together for eagle arms. Keep the shoulder blades pulled down the back. This gives you a nice big stretch through the back body. Let go, shake your arms out, and do the other side. So arms extended, cross them in front of you, left over right, and twist your hands so your palms can face each other. Breathe into that tightness through the back, keeping rooted through all four corners of your feet, legs engaged, core engaged. Let go and shake your arms out. You're going to come down into a sitting position, legs out in front of you. Spine nice and tall. Take your left foot over your right. Right hand comes to the outside of your left knee. Left arm comes behind you, spinal twist. As you inhale, extend up through the spine, nice and tall. Exhale, deepen the twist. Come back to center. Extend the left leg. Take the right leg, cross it over the left. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, twist. Extend up through the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Come back to center. Extend both legs. You're going to come down into lying on your back. Bend your knees and keep your feet flat on the mat. And bring your heels as close to your buttocks as you can get them. Hands down by your sides. And press up through the hips into bridge pose, keeping the thighs engaged, the inner thighs pulling towards each other. Neck relaxed. Your weight should be pressing through your shoulder blades, your upper back. Back to the mat. Coming into Savasana, and take your feet as wide as your mat, and let your knees rest against each other. Or you can fully extend your legs and let them relax. Let your feet come out to the side. Your legs sink into the mat. Your belly is loose. Your arms are melting into the mat. Your neck and your jaw is relaxed. Close your eyes and just focus on your breath. You don't need to control it. Just observe how your inhale and your exhale is releasing that tension, allowing your body just melt into your mat. Feel your strength grow with each inhale, and exhale and melt and feel supported. As you rest here, Allow those times when you've been strong, when you felt like you could take on anything. Allow those times to come into your memory and fill you with strength and courage. As you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Come onto your left side. Take a few breaths here, take your time, and come into sitting. Draw on the strength that you've gained today as you move forward into the rest of your day. I hope that you feel stronger with every breath that you take and every challenge that you overcome. With light and love, namaste.